Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. I hope your summer is been fantastic for you. It's been a beautiful July. I hope you guys have been in the water. Hope you guys have just done what has made you happy. You're spending time with your family, your friends, and just making the best of this warm weather because we know Idaho could snow any minute. Anyways, we're sponsored by Health West. Great people, great organization. Bring your friends and family to them wherever they are closest to you. We're also sponsored by my companies, New Clean Commercial Cleaning and Commercial Cleaning Services. We are your janitorial and toilet cleaning professionals. Give us a call at 208-254-7070. We are pretty much covering from Burley all the way to the Rexburg markets and a little bit beyond. Gals and guys, today, I want to start off by saying you've known something is off in your business for a while now. So what's stopping you? You're thinking, stopping me? Stopping me from what? Okay. Here's some common excuses. I don't have enough manpower. I don't have the skills or the know-how. If it's not broken, why fix it? Okay. Well, here's a little reality check here. While you're sitting in neutral, your competitors are taking action, investing, growing, winning the jobs you want. Okay. Let's talk about that today. If it ain't broke, the mentality is killing your business. Okay. The mindset keeps you small. Broken doesn't mean failing. It means stall. Patrick Bet-David, I'm going to be quoting him quite a bit because I love the book. Still reading it. Comfort zones are the most dangerous places to live in business. The game is moving. You either upgrade or get left behind. Okay. I'm telling you, when it comes to if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Man, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. We don't live in the age of our parents and our parents' businesses, where, hey, that's the way my dad did it. I'm going to do it that way too. That's the way it's always going to be. No, it can't. It's not the way it's going to be. With AI and everything else going on nowadays, man, things are changing left and right. What did I read? I think it was in the next 5 moves. They said, I think it was in the 1980s. Don't quote me on this. When the list of the Fortune 500 companies first came out, and these are both public and private companies came out. If they fast forward, like I think it was like 12 years or 10 years, those people, like those companies that were on that list, only I think, what was it? Maybe 10% of those companies were still listed on that list of Fortune 500 companies. So what does that tell us? It tells us the if it ain't broken mentality is killing your business. There's someone always looking to knock off what you're doing and do it better. Especially now look what happened with Uber in the cab industry. Look what happened with, even Amazon in the pharmaceutical industries. Look at what's happening with Amazon and the brick and mortar stores. Like things are happening. Things are definitely happening. And it's not just online. There's other things that are going on. You have to be moving, within your service businesses. If you notice your competitors are getting more business because they're offering financing and you're not, Why not? Why aren't you doing that? And ask yourself some of these questions. Okay. If it's not broken, if it ain't broken mentality, it's gotta be dead. You gotta kill that mentality. Okay. So we've talked about this in previous episodes. I think it was a couple episodes again. Go. You're building a job, not a business. Um, you're not growing your skill. If you're not growing your skills, your team, and your vision, you're building a business. You're not building a business. You're building a job with a fancy title. You know, anyone can go to a company, to a graphic design company or online and print off a card saying CEO. Anyone could do that. Now, are you a CEO of a one-man band or a two-man band? Or are you a CEO or president of an organization that keeps growing because you're putting systems in place and and it continues to work and do business and make money as you were gone? It doesn't matter if you're in Lake Powell or at a business retreat or a business conference or wherever, it's making money. I know if you're a doctor or a dentist, sometimes those type of people are like, okay, yeah, it's hard for me it's hard for me to do that, because I'm a doctor, I'm not making money unless I'm in the chair. That's true. That's very true, but there's also the other end of the argument of, hey, grow your practice, bring in another doctor, bring in another dentist, and then still you're making money in your practice while you're not there. So again, I'm not in those professions. I'm just saying there's always a rebuttal for any excuse out there. Okay. Um, so I'm going to challenge you guys here for a minute. When was the last time you read a book on leadership, sales, or strategy? When was the last time you hired a coach or attended an industry event? If the answer is never or years ago, it's time to repent. Time to repent. If you think that you can't learn from anyone else, you have a fool for a master. I can't remember who is that quote. I'm paraphrasing that quote, but I love that because if you think you can't learn from anyone else and you think, oh, I've got all the answers, you have a fool for a master. Um, you have to learn from others. You learn from other people being there, making those mistakes. Why not? Why not? Um, Alex Hormozi says you're always one skill away from completely changing your business. That's incredible. That's incredible if you think about it. What could be that one skill that could change your business for you today? Think about that. Okay. So invest in your future because no one's coming to save you. Growth is a decision. It doesn't happen by accident. Sure. So I'll tell you right now, years ago, it was probably, it was probably 9 years ago now, maybe 10. I was growing this business. I was growing Nuclean. Um, and it was growing. And I was bringing income in, and I was like, oh, okay, good. Things are going. I'm gonna be able to support my family. Things are going well. And at the end of the month, I'm thinking, hey, I'm bringing more business in. Where's the extra money? And I'm realizing, oh, wait a minute, something's wrong here. And I'm trying to do everything I'm supposed to do. With my limited knowledge, I was working myself to death, but I didn't know what I didn't know. Then I came across an industry knowledge or an industry expert, a coach who changed everything for me. Um, I invested in him, and I stayed with him for 5, 7 years. And because of him and him, helping me learn, how to put systems in place, and yeah, I'm college educated. I have a business degree, marketing degrees, public relations, advertising, all that kind of background. But they don't teach this kind of stuff in college. So once having that industry expert, it changed everything for me. And I had a lot of friends saying, you're a moron. Why would you spend, I think at that point I was this very, very small company and I was investing maybe $1,500 a month. At that point, it was a ton of money for me. It was a ton, and it's still a lot of money today. It's a lot of money. But I'm telling you, if I wouldn't have invested that then, I don't know if I'd be in business today. Honestly, I'm being very forthcoming with you guys. This is how it is. And that's why you see most businesses, most startups don't, 85% of them don't last because they don't know what they don't know, and they're not willing to take a chance on a coach or reading some more, books or investing in themselves. They just think, oh, I'm going to learn from hard knocks. But guess what? Those hard knocks finally knock you out of the game if you're not, you know, if you're not lined up with the right knowledge and the right understanding of the game. So no one is coming to save you. You really have to actively seek it out. And one of my favorite things is those who pay attention. So people will come and ask for advice and ask for guidance. And if you just give it to them for free, which, I have friends and family and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll help them as much as I can. But, you have random people that come and ask advice. And I give most of this advice on this podcast, people. But there's many people that if you give it to them for free, they're going to say, oh, that's a great idea. That's good. That'll help so much. They walk away. Do you think they'll ever do it? No, they won't. No, they won't. But if they put $1,500, 2,000, 4,000 down, per month, you better believe you got their attention, and they're going to want to make that money worth their while. And that changed everything for me because I've never been the smartest in the room. And that if you guys are out there thinking you're the smartest in the room, I feel bad for you. You might be so smart. You gotta be willing to know that you can always be learning from someone else. Okay. Patrick Bet David said, your next level of success will always, your next level of success will only come after the next level of learning. Don't wait until the business is falling apart to make the investment. And that's huge. That's huge. And that was me. That was my experience. My next level of success was after that next level of learning. Things were just, I was catapulted forward after putting in systems, learning correct ways, how to build culture, everything. It doesn't just happen overnight. It was 2 years. I tell people I was in my office for 2 years straight, probably 12-hour days. And that's no joke, guys. And it was painstaking work. But now I know what I didn't know, and I'm still learning. Because like I said, I've never been the smartest in the room, so I'm constantly learning, constantly trying to get better. So what's stopping you? Is it fear? Is it laziness? Ego? Not knowing how? Not prioritizing? Wow, prioritizing? Alex Hormozi says, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. That's big. Be honest and decide if you want to win or stay where you are. And sometimes it's not good to stay where you are. You're going to lose what you have. There's no neutral ground, especially now in this market. Things are moving so fast, people. I'm not here to scare you, but it's you got to be learning. You got to be moving forward, or someone's going to come take it from you. So what's stopping you really? Today's the day that you take the first step. Pick up the book, call a mentor. And if you're wondering, what was he talking about, a mentor? I'll tell you. There was I was literally Googling, how do I grow my cleaning business? How do I grow my cleaning company? And boom, there was a consultant that popped up about cleaning companies. There's mentors, and I did a lot of research. I didn't just click on him and say, yeah. I listened to his podcast. I listened to his YouTube videos. I brought a lot of his teachings into practice before I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting a lot of value from this guy already for free. if I start paying them, who knows? Who knows what I could get? So there's mentors for any industry. Doesn't matter if you're a dentist, a doctor. And I'll tell you right now, guys, dentists and doctors have coaches. They have mentors. So why don't we, as roofers or restoration professionals, or or cleaners, or bankers, or whatever it is, or retail professionals, why don't we? Why do we think we can do it all? But book that event. Put that coach on retainer. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. Okay? Hopefully you got some stuff out of that today, guys. Be happy, be grateful, find opportunities to serve others. Have a fantastic week. Stay warm. Go have fun with your family. Enjoy yourselves. Adios, guys.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.